What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to be discussing caffeine and how it can increase performance in the cognitive and musculoskeletal domains. Caffeine and its class are effectively adenosine blockers. So they block the receptor for adenosine, which is the byproduct of the cellular currency adenosine triphosphate. So ATP, the energy currency of the cell, it gets broken down with every single use into adenosine diphosphate and the additional adenosine. Adenosine is a waste byproduct, so it's kind of how the brain will pick up and the periphery picks up how much work has been done in a given day. That is why when someone uses caffeine and it blocks adenosine in the brain, it is perceived as wakefulness because it almost tricks the brain into thinking that it hasn't done as much work as it has. As soon as that caffeine leaves the system and the adenosine receptors are undocked, that is when the rebound sleepiness will kick in. In terms of cognitive benefit, the interesting thing with caffeine, although the literature is not really clear on the improvement in memory and performance from an attentional capacity, it is definitely clear that caffeine increases alertness. Anyone can tell you when they take caffeine that there's a definite increase in arousal, there's an improvement in their metabolic expenditure. They will start to have a greater metabolic rate where their heart will increase. Sometimes their blood pressure will increase depending on their chronicity of use. But all that kind of boils back into how adenosine works in the cells. The other interesting pathway that adenosine blockade can affect motivation and cognition is through the modulation of dopaminergic sensitivity in the brain. So although it's not a dopaminergic stimulant like nicotine or the classic psychostimulants, it increases the ability for dopamine to dock into its receptors, which will eventually lead into pursuing the pathways that are already preordained for that individual. So taking caffeine will increase the availability for their tonic levels of dopamine to stimulate pathways that are their easy buttons to go.